I only used it for fighting where that was my image, just real hardcore, no sock. And
The moment Mike Tyson snapped again shocked everyone because this time it did not happen in a ring filled with cameras and judges. It happened outside a Las Vegas hotel where security footage shows Tyson suddenly attacking a man in the dark. The punches were fast and wild, and by the time officers arrived, Tyson was already shouting about how people had been trying to break him for years. Even the police were stunned when they heard what he said during the arrest. It reminded the world that his demons never really left. They only stayed quiet for a while. Tyson's story began long before fame, back when he was a poor kid in Brownsville, Brooklyn, a place filled with danger, noise, and fear. He grew up without a father, without money, and without anyone to guide him. Bullies beat him, robbed him, and made him feel invisible. And when a kid killed one of his pigeons, Tyson exploded with a rage that locked itself inside him forever. That anger became his shield, and he carried it into every room, every fight, every moment of his young life. By 13, Tyson had been arrested dozens of times and was already feared in the streets. He joined a gang, fought constantly, and trained anywhere he could, punching walls and doors just to release the fury inside him. And after one brutal beating by older kids, he promised himself he would never be powerless again. That promise took him to the Tryon School for Boys, where counselor and ex-boxer Bobby Stewart saw power in the troubled kid. He introduced Tyson to the sport, and soon after, Tyson met the man who changed everything. Cos D'Amato, Cos gave him purpose, structure, and belief, and for the first time in his life, Tyson felt seen. At Cass's home, he trained like a machine, running before sunrise, studying fights, and shaping himself into a weapon. Every punch he threw carried the pain of his childhood. At 20 years old, Tyson destroyed Trevor Berbick and became the youngest heavyweight champion in history. The world had never seen anything like him. His knockouts came in seconds. His stare alone broke opponents. He unified all titles, crushed legends like Larry Holmes, and wiped out Michael Spinks in 91 seconds. But behind the power was a storm building inside him. The fame, money, and chaos pulled him away from discipline and toward disaster. His personal life fell apart. His marriage collapsed, his behavior spiraled. And in 1990, the world watched in disbelief as Buster Douglas knocked him out in Tokyo. It was the first crack in his armor, and soon after, everything collapsed. Tyson's legal troubles exploded, including the case that sent him to prison in 1992. Inside those walls, he fought inmates, struggled with isolation, and tried to rebuild himself through faith. But he later admitted the anger never left him. It only changed shape. When he returned in 1995, he came back swinging, beating Frank Bruno and reclaiming the heavyweight title. Yet during interviews, he confessed to depression and heavy drug use during prison. A rare moment when the mask slipped and the world saw the wounded man behind the fighter. His career became a mix of victories and controversies, from the Selden fight that sparked accusations to the infamous night he bit Evander Holyfield's ear. A moment that became one of the most shocking in sports history and led to a major fine and a temporary ban. His rage was no longer controlled. It was spilling into everything he touched. Tyson's life outside the ring kept getting darker. The assaults, the arrests, the outbursts, and the desperate attempts to hold on to a sense of control. By the time he faced Lennox Lewis in 2002, the fire was fading, and after losing to Kevin McBride in 2005, Tyson admitted he no longer had the heart to fight. The money disappeared too. He burned through hundreds of millions, filed for bankruptcy, sold mansions, lost cars, and watched his life fall apart again and again. And when tragedy struck in 2009, with the death of his young daughter, Exodus, Tyson said a part of him never healed. Over the years, he tried to rebuild through honesty, creating a one-man show, writing openly about his mistakes, and fighting the emotional battles that fame never protected him from, even his exhibition. Fights later in life showed a man still searching for peace, still wrestling with the anger that shaped him as a child. Now, after the latest incident in Las Vegas, it is clear that Tyson remains a man made from equal parts strength and trauma. Someone who survived extreme pain but never escaped it fully. A legend whose victories came with a price that followed him long after the cheering stopped. If you want more stories like this, make sure you subscribe to Hollywood Bulletin and press the bell icon so you never miss another video.